Hi everyone, it's Joan and it's Sunday afternoon, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about momentum. I know you've been hearing about it a little bit. I know that we've been telling you that we're growing through this pandemic, and a lot of you are prospecting and having good results, but I really want to highlight some of the things that are tremendously important because I was not a fortunate, I was fortunate in 1990 to live through the last momentum. And as I think I've told many of you, we used to say it was like opening up a bag and distributors would just jump in. And it felt like that for a while. And then it sort of stabilized and continued to grow at a steady rate over all the last few years, 30 years. So here we are in what I believe to be, and many people believe to be, a momentum again. And so how do we know that? Are you wondering how we know that? First of all, it's numbers. Okay, so I'm going to tell you some of the numbers that some of you may have already seen, but in the second quarter, in the middle of our worldwide pandemic, in North America, year over year, our revenue is up 48%. What? Like, that's insane during a pandemic. While people are closing their doors, while people are losing their jobs, while people are being furloughed and they don't know what's going to happen to them, our revenue grew 48%. Our leaders, those people who are qualifying in the executive program, are up 28%. Our customers, which are the most important thing to all of us, up 46% in the second quarter. The Direct Sales Association, that sort of keeps track of companies like ours and make sure that everybody's following the rules and that we're reputable and all of that sort of thing, that association is talking about how the top 15 markets that are growing through this time and in the second quarter, 8 of them are in the West. I mean, we were very, very used to a lot of growth sometimes in the eastern part of the world, but in the West. Okay, so that's the United States, that's Canada, that's the UK, that's France, that's Italy, that's Germany, that's Mexico, Colombia. Those are the 8 in the West that are the top in the top 15 of the Direct Selling Association. So what I really want to talk to you about today is this strange phenomenon that I've seen happen, or that I saw happen the last time. So Daisy and I were fortunate, and Darlene, we were fortunate to come into the company just at the beginning of that exponential growth where we went from small to big almost overnight. And the company had already been open for 4 years in the United States. And a lot of those people were actually they actually benefited from this momentum, but there were others that had been struggling before that and somehow continued to struggle through momentum. And it's because they continued doing the same thing that they had been doing for the previous year, 6 months, or whatever, because they didn't know what momentum could do for them. They didn't know that you have to change what you do when you're in a momentum period. You can't keep doing the same thing that you've always done and momentum will hit you. It's not like that. What you have to do is make some changes. You've already learned so much. Many of you that are watching this video right now, you've been with the company for a long time. You already have belief in our product line. You already have belief in the corporate part of our company. You already know so much. You've already learned a lot of things about building relationships and training and supporting people. You already know that you want to be online, and you've learned a lot of the skills and are using a lot of the tools to really benefit from being online. But this is the difference. Now you have to step up your game. You can't dilly-dally any longer. You have to move. And so the rules that were in place 3 months ago are not in place anymore. And these are the kinds of things that I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing, for an example, I have a daughter-in-law whose best friend lives in Australia, and she just is brand new opening a hair salon and aesthetic salon. And I, encourage her. She knows me. She was one of the I want to say groomsmen, but no, she was one of the bridesmaids at my son's wedding. And she's just opened this salon. Well, of course, what should she have in her salon? Definitely she should have a LumiSpa, right? Especially if she's doing aesthetics. So I approached her. I sent her a message. I mean, number one, I believed she knew what I was doing because everybody knows what I'm doing. I've been doing it for 30 years. So my kids' friends must know what I do, right? Wrong. So by the time I did send her some information and asked her if she wanted to see any more information on the LumiSpa, I told her she had to have this in her salon. She said, "Oh my God, Joan, I'm telling you that I've heard from many people since I talked about opening my salon that have approached me to buy the LumiSpa." And I said, "Oh my goodness, you're kidding." And she said, "No." And I said, "And so are you want me to send you one?" And she said, I'd like to be able to say yes, but I already bought one from a stranger that she doesn't even know. So there's one good example. Have another example of somebody that was prospecting someone. They got them on a three-way call, which, I don't know whether or not that's a benefit these days. You got to move faster than that. Three-way calls are hard to connect three people at the same time and maybe takes up too much time. It may not be the right person to catch that person's interest. You've got to move faster than that. And so three-way call done, second setup of the person who, obviously wanted to start in the business, and then said, "You know what, that company, Nu Skin, I think I have a friend who does that. And so I'm going to just check with her and see, what she thinks of it." And of course, she signed him up. Of course she did, right? Anyway, let me see. Let's have another example of what's going on. People are coming out of the woodwork as far as sponsored ads are concerned about the opportunity. You're going to see all sorts of them. Some people are breaking the rules. They're actually advertising products in a paid advertisement, which we're not allowed to do, but you're going to see that in a momentum. People are doing things quickly because they know that they think that they can do it. And by the time we figure out that they're not doing it properly, they've already, built a huge customer base and volumes. And so we don't want to get trapped into that police mode where we're constantly upset because other people are breaking the rules. We just need to move faster and we need to move forward. And so what can we do to stand out? Really, we need to stand out. So people are getting messages, direct messages and private messages all the time. I've been following you for, 6 weeks and I love your profile pic. And have you ever thought about earning more money? Because we have a great opportunity right now that whatever that is. I'm going to scroll past that. I'm probably even going to delete that message because that is not anything that's going to catch my attention. We need to be creative. We need to figure out what somebody's going to open a message and say, "Oh, I'm going to read the rest of this." What is it going to be? First of all, it's not going to be something that doesn't address their name. So on Instagram, for example, most people have a handle. Like mine is jlaj.mamabiz. And that's my handle. And so if I'm getting a direct message in Instagram and it says, "Hey, jlaj.mamabiz," I'm probably not going to be that interested in what they're going to say. But I am going to be more interested if I get a message in my direct message box that says, "Hey, Joan." Okay, maybe this person knows me, right? So everybody that has a handle on Instagram, usually you can go to their bio and find out what their real name is. And so you can address them by their actual given name. That's number one. Number two, the first sentence has got to catch their attention. So I've been following you, or I love your blah, 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 or let's collab, or whatever that is, can't be what you say. It's got to be something that catches their attention. And so here's where we have to be creative. Now, I don't know what your creative line is going to be. I'm testing out different ones for myself, but for example, the one that I just thought of when I was in the shower this morning was something like, hey, Taryn, I'm a registered nurse who wandered into the beauty business 30 years ago. That may make somebody stop and say, I'd like to know more about this. What is this? And then go on to talk to them. Let me see, something like, take a little bit of time and investigate their bio or their profile and figure out what they do. And so you can see if they're working at, a restaurant or something, and or they work in an office or whatever. You can ask them, hey, Mary, or whatever her name is, I wonder if you're married to your job. No, that's probably not a good one. How about, I wonder if you only have time for your job in the government, or would you be interested in earning more money? Anyway, something that's going to say to them, who they are, and that they're working in an office, but you have something extra to offer them. Okay, that last comment was not a good one. Don't copy that. But think of something using the basis of that to really identify and sit and read it and say to yourself, if I got that message, would I read some more or not? I mean, I've been telling people this for the last 2 weeks when the Canadian Brand Representative Leadership Call highlighted two of our new up-and-coming Emerald and Diamond, I think these people were. One of them is Alison Crawford, and she's in Newfoundland, and the other one is Brittany Holt, who is an influencer on Instagram, who signed up when she was 19 years old, and signed up because somebody sent her a direct message from the UK that she had no idea who they were. And she said she wanted more information, and they sent her a video. I mean, we have to have something like that in our arsenal so that we can capture people like that. And so they say, yeah, I'm interested in making more money. What do you got to say about this? And then, send them a short video, or send them an invitation to be on, to look at some of your information or whatever, and then get them signed up as quickly as possible. A lot of people are not really ready to sign up, go through the 6 weeks of training, and really understand the big picture of Nu Skin right now. They want to make some money quickly. And so because of our compensation plan, we can actually say, sell 10 toothpaste and earn $120 Canadian. Sell 10 toothpaste retail and earn $120 Canadian. Do you think you can sell 10 of our toothpaste? That's easy. We can actually say that on, on a post or on in a story, whatever. Those things are allowed. You're not allowed to say, would you like to earn, $5,000 a month, unless you can sell that much in product. I mean, you can show people how to earn that much, but you can't go out there making income claims. But you can show people how much they can make when they sell one toothpaste. For heaven's sakes, that's how people go into salons and say, okay, you want to sell our shampoo? You're going to make 50% on every bottle that you sell, right? That's why they're selling what they sell, because they want that 50%, okay? We can say 10 people, 10 people who want whiter teeth, $120 in your pocket next week if you find those 10 and get them to buy it. So what I'm saying is, all the things that we tiptoed around before, building relationships, taking the time to really get people to trust you and know you and understand you, and eventually ask them to be friends on Facebook, follow them for a while, you comment on their posts, build up your relationship. Now is not the time for that. Now's the time to jump in. Okay, so that's my 15 minutes of fame today that I'd like to share with you. I really want to help all of you take advantage of this because momentum can change your life. It changed mine. It was something that allowed us to, allowed me to stay home with my kids, send them all to university, and now they're all wonderful grown men. I actually earned a living at this. And so can you. And you've already put in, you paid your dues. Come on, let's do this. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening today. And I did this in a video instead of a live because I want to save it because I may want to give it to new people. Anyway, I'm over 15 minutes already. Oh, sorry. Mwah. Take care and we'll talk to you soon.